big track. They went out there and got on the Brumby track and ended up gathering in the street.
That's the one we said they couldn't be at all.
We went that way yesterday and saw no trace.
We didn't go through that.
What were they supposed to
Yeah,
do?
they trained like that.
Just ignore me.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
How do we live? Oh, beautiful. This is just coming. Go like safe.
Okay. Okay.
Where you can drive and can.
Okay. So all of these roads have been done once. Now,
There's no uncrossed this road anywhere. We rode all that road yesterday.
junction hole trail then for junction.
I reckon they need a vehicle out in this link trail here.
Okay.
You know?
John, I understand that your son is one of the people that's lost out here in the bush.
Yes, that's right. Justin's a 15-year-old.
And so what were they basically, where do you think they've gone to?
Well, we really are guessing at this stage because we don't know exactly which direction they headed off. We've seen footprints in an area down south of here, but we can't continue those footprints on very far. But there are a number of prints down that area.
They had to do some sort of a badge, is that right? And so they might have been hiking to a well-known spot?
Well, we don't know if they're hiking to a well-known spot. The way we understand it is that they were to leave in 2 groups of 6 and were to do a 16-kilometre trek. And that was for their merit badge, but as to whether they did go in 2 groups or 1 group, we don't really know.
Well, you must be very worried. I mean, they've now spent 2 nights out in the bush. Do you think that they, will still be all right?
Well, some of them will and some of them won't. Some of the younger ones might be in a little trouble at this stage because it's a freezing cold night up here, and we had the shelter of a shed, but we were still frozen. And so compared to what they're putting up with, we had it pretty good.
Yep. Okay, where you go?
That was John Yates, one of the parents.
You've got to go through the barrier, but you've got keys. That's Wombat Creek. That's the camping area there. You can camp there. And we went back out, we'd be out about there, I'd say, yesterday. And there'd been no, activity anywhere out there of anyone.
Now you followed the Junction Hole Trail.
The CES went in there last night, the Junction Hole.
Ron, can you just tell us what you've got planned for this morning?
This morning, Jane, we're awaiting a group of searchers from the Taree Volunteer Rescue Squad and the Gloucester SES. When they arrive, and with the assistance of some helicopters, we're going to divide this search area up into patterned areas, and we'll be sending the searchers out into these areas in four-wheel drive vehicles and motorcycles.
Do you think, it's a great break that helicopters will be able to get into the area, or do you think they will?
We're hoping the weather will hold off as it is and allow the helicopters in. We're expecting our first helicopter within half an hour.
And if the helicopters arrive, it'll make certainly looking a lot easier, is that right?
Yes, with a large group of children like this, it will make it very easy for the helicopter to spot.
Yeah, okay.
That was Sergeant Ron Gibson.
Run your finger around where Barrington Tops is. One more, run your finger down. Hang on. Okay, up near Barrington Tops and then run down the yellow line again. That's it. That's good. Okay, I'm rolling.
John, I understand that your son is one of the older boys with a bit of bushwalking experience who was assisting the party.
Yes, that is correct.
What do you think's happened?
Well, obviously they must have taken a wrong turn somewhere down there. There seems to be a few tracks going different directions, and it appears they must have taken a wrong turning, or they should have been back in camp even Sunday afternoon.
The weather here's very bleak. Do you think that they'll, be all right out there in the bush?
Well, they will have experienced some extreme hardship because the weather has been bitterly cold, and the first night out yesterday, visibility was extremely limited, so they would have been cold and wet. Hopefully they would have been able to build a fire and keep some warmth in themselves that way.
Your son's pretty experienced though at bushcraft, etc. Do you think he'll be able to sort of, arrange up some temporary shelter or something?
He should be able to handle that type of situation adequately. He has hiked through this area in the snowy mountains in winter time before.
So how do you think they've got lost?
Well, obviously they may have detoured around a swamp, taken a wrong turn somewhere, but it's hard to surmise at this stage why they're not back out.
Are they in the one group, do you think?
Well, the original plan was they were to go in two parties, but with the leaders out of camp, it is possible they've all left in one group.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that two groups would get lost, would you?
Well, it seems hard to imagine that both of them would be lost. It seems more likely they went in one party and got themselves tangled up that way.
And how about clothing? Do you think they'll be warmly rugged up?
Well, some of the gear that we knew, the packs, what sort of gear they had in them, the warm clothing is gone from their packs, so we know at least some of the boys have removed the warm clothing from their packs. The other boys, there's no warm clothing left in their packs either, so I would assume that they all were carrying adequate warm gear.
Okay. That was John Cockerell, one of the parents.
That's where he's going to land, I'd say.
What we're going to do this morning, we're going to let the helicopter blast off, and then those with four-wheel drives we're going to put into team. What you're looking for is anything that could be a clue. Footprints, broken bushes, any sign of life. They're out there somewhere. There should be 16 of them, and we should be able to find them. They will be very cold and very hungry. Keep in mind hypothermia, because some of them will probably be very crook. So as soon as we send the helicopter on his way, we will break you up into little teams in four-wheel drives and send you out. You're to be out for 1 hour only, and then report back here, whether it be by radio or in person. But we must stick to the 1 hour so we know where each of you are. Okay, if you organise yourselves with your vehicles,
Yeah, you may as well. I'll be first here.
I think they're there. I can't, you hang on to that, right? But I can't say for sure, right? Yeah. But at least they're there. Are you going to go back there?
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Let me organise it.
We'll get them all here.
I can you can bring them all in.
Okay.
Yeah, copy that. Thanks very much. 92 to MFR, just tell you to make sure they're all down in the area where the helicopters will land, will you? So they're plotting Red Grove.
when you saw the helicopter?
Oh, mate. Best thing that ever happened. Oh, so relieving the helicopter come.
Sight, was it?
Yeah.
How cold are you?
Cold.
Cold.
Hungry. Freezing. Feet.
Righto.
Yeah.
How you going? You think you're glad to see the helicopter, were you?
Jump in there and keep warm. Great to see you. Oh, fella.
This one's from your mum. Oh, this one's from your dad. Oh, they're out at the road waiting for you. There you go. Is that your view? Oh, yeah.
Not me. Anywhere but here. But, yeah. Yeah, but, you know, Sucker. There's one place I want to be in.
Right, Cookie?
Okay.
So Justin, what happened? How did you get lost?
We don't know that. I don't know.
So when did you leave and what happened?
It was about 9:30 on Sunday morning, and we were walking for about 2 or 3 hours, and we just couldn't work out where we were. We were looking at bearings and everything, and we couldn't find where we were.
Where were you heading for?
The big hole.
And so what did you do?
Well, we kept walking till 4:30, and then we got all the firewood we could, and we built a big fire, and then just lied around that all night.
And then the next day?
We stayed around there. We lit a couple of trees, and it was raining, so trying to keep together as much as we could.
And so you decided not to keep walking, to just wait for help, is that right?
Yeah, until today, when we had no food left, and we had a fairly good idea where we were, so we thought we'd head out.
And what, you just started walking when you were spotted, is that right? Or?
Yeah, we'd been going for an hour, and we walked up on top of the ridge, and when we heard the helicopters, just a little small fire.
Were you pleased to see help?
Yeah.
Was it really cold out there?
It was freezing. It was raining all night, and we had no shelter at all, so we just all got wet.
How about some of the little ones? How were they going?
Well, they were going pretty good. Yeah. They didn't have any problems really.
So nobody looked like they were getting hypothermia or anything?
No, the worst night was when we came here on Saturday night, when we had the tents. It was really cold. One of the little kids, he was really, really bad. But that was the worst we had.
So how did you get any sleep any of the time, or just around the fires?
Well, on Sunday night I didn't get any. On Saturday we built a little bivouac, and we had shelter under that, and we got a couple of hours sleep.
Justin. Oh, yes!
On the ground. On the ground.
Biscuits, boys. Three. Is that all? Yeah, where's Monte Carlos? Oh, yum. Yeah.
Okay, Joan.
Well, it must have been really, really cold out there. How did you manage to keep warm?
Through fires and clothes and bark and everything.
Yeah, we got bark off trees and just laid it on the ground and waited for it to dry out, and it was good insulator.
We all just cuddled each other.
Very primitive.
Yeah.
Were you worried that it was going to be too cold?
Yeah, but we had plenty of fire and that.
It snowed on Saturday night.
It snowed and it was blowing a gale and
I was not worried about my parents.
everything got wet. Went swimming in the river.
So how did you manage to? I mean, how did you manage to light the fire in the first place?
We had fire starters and matches. We just collected all wood. Spent about an hour and a half collecting wood. Then we just got the twigs and built it up slowly.
Okay, you're right. So did you guys ever think that you might die or something?
We thought that we'd get stuck out here for a week or two, and then we were rationing around food to everyone. We had to share it, so it's run out because we were on one day's food.
For breakfast this morning we had one suit to the equivalent of 6 people. One packet of soup for 6. It was meant for 1 for 6.
So you must have been really worried that what was going to happen next, is that right?
Yeah, we had plenty of water because the freshwater creek was just near us.
But we just wanted to get out of the place because it's just, I hate it. Never want to come back to it again.
And do you think you've earned your badge?
Yeah.
We were level 3 or 4. That was meant to be level 1.
It's really a survival one, but they call it.
Expedition.
We made it survival.
Billy!